here. And make sure my mic is on. Alright. Mic is on. Goody. Alright. You go over here. You open here. Anyway, last time, you guys, Veroth, Gale, and Lyra went exploring the town. Met a small child named Iziridan that Veroth made friends with pretty quick. Renee went to talk to Runswick about the Fey Courts, the founding of Atemnity, about Candace, and, like, how she may not be telling you guys everything, etc. Renee actually called the group his friends, not that anyone knows that. Renee also suggested to Gale and Lyra that they talk to Runswick about stuff. Gale actually did. Renee suggested that you guys don't have the marks removed quite yet, and you all agreed to that and convinced Veroth. You decided you wanted to investigate the recently broken chain, and where I believe you wanted to investigate the recently broken chain. I think you figured out it was an Emeragile. We'll say you did. And you're gonna get decrees from multiple royals to go investigating this thing to solve it while they try and find another way to get rid of the marks that's not gonna damage you. I'm gonna retcon a little bit because I said you guys were getting on the dragon, you were trying to fly. I'm gonna say as you guys are getting situated on this dragon, that Runswick runs up to and taps you on the shoulder, Renee. Like, oh, Renee.
Sorry, we're leaving in a hurry. I didn't have a chance to come back and say goodbye.
I wanted to help you with this whole memory thing and all that such. Would you mind if I had just a teeniest drop of blood? I promise I'm not gonna do anything bad with it.
I pull my dagger up, poke my finger, said, anybody else, this would be a no.
He pulls out a little vial and like lets you squeeze the drop in. He's like, thank you. And runs back off.
Immediately starts sucking on my finger. It feels strangely like the start of a dissection.
First step.
Damien, as he's kind of sitting up with the reins in his hand, looks back over his shoulders and, are you getting on? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So you guys clamber on and hold on tight. I'm assuming Renee's probably tucked into someone's arm or something to blow away.
No, I'm holding on to the horns. I'm sitting on the dragon's head.
Alright, yeah.
I'm lashing myself down to his horns.
That was the last time we ever saw Renee.
Alright, he'll allow it. He'll be like, well, hold on tight.
I always want to see what it's like to fly this fast. You're way quicker than I am.
Dragon chuckles. And you feel you can feel underneath you as the wings raise up, and then push off the rush, and you're flying through the air. You kind of soar up like just under the clouds type of thing, maybe above a couple of them, and it's kind of peaceful up here, quiet. Occasionally you see other specks in the distance that you think might be dragons. You don't know. Mountains far below you. It's really quite a beautiful countryside from up here, where there's You're not sure if there's anything that can hurt you, but you know. I'm gonna say because it's a dragon. By the time it's starting to look like the sun's just starting to kind of dip towards the horizon, you start seeing the Why are you being? Sorry, am I trying to move my thing? There it is. You start seeing the tall buildings, kind of skyscraper buildings, and the turrets of the Castle Donan of Doncaster. And what the hell did I name this dragon?
Plus, it's hard for him to bite me if I'm on top of his head. If I'm sitting in the back, he could rip, and you know, I'm an instant stack again.
What did I name the dragon? Crap.
Ayla's simply built different. She'll just deal with a dragon bite.
Yeah. So I'm just looking for the dragon's name because I can't remember what I named it.
Oh.
Cat.
It was like the most complicated name of.
Oh, it really was. Avarice. As you start to, you feel Avarice and Damien's urging. You start to feel him tilting down towards the ground. You hear Damien shout over the winds, hold on tight! And you start rocketing towards the castle. Sorry.
Do a backflip!
It's like a workplace safety violation.
And Damien's like, I would that would not be recommended, especially with this many aboard. And you just feel as like it's just like your hair and everything's being like blowing backwards. If you had your hood up, it's like just blowing off your head. Having to grip tightly around like the person in front of you around their waist. And whoever's right behind Damien, you would notice that he's clenching tight around the reins. And soon you kind of you swear to God, this dragon's going too fast. That ground is coming up rather fast. And just before you swear you're about to splatter all over the ground, Avarice just kind of, and with a kind of jerk of the reins slightly, kind of swoops and kind of like glides around, kind of does a loop around the castle before flying down and gently landing just outside like a stables.
Aerith is cheering the whole way.
We did get you a dragon ride like we said we would.
Finally!
Bet it doesn't compare to a griffin, though.
I was just thinking that. I'm pretty sure griffins can do better.
Can we not insult the dragon while we're still on him?
I really wish that we were riding a griffin. That was still amazing, though.
Look, buddy, Avarice, I don't know what's up with him. He's, I don't know. Okay, please forgive him.
7 out of 10.
Renee, make an insight check. That's enough. You just see like Ruth is standing there. He looks a little perturbed at the comment of like not a griffin, and then you see him kind of a little bit of smoke come out of his nostrils, and he kind of snorts and chuckles, saying,
I stealth up.
Much smooth.
Natural 20.
He's like, much smoother of a ride, though. I guarantee you.
I am now sneaking quietly out of the area.
Hold on. Give me a second. Gotta see if Damien even notices where you went. Open your sheet. Give me a second. I don't even think you can beat this, but we'll see. Nah. Okay, you just see Damien look around going, where did your fairy friend go?
He's around here somewhere. He does that.
He's
Well,
afraid of
Because
dragons.
he's really shy.
And also afraid of dragons.
And afraid of a lot of things,
That's
actually.
true.
He's honestly just runs from like everything that he's ever interacted with. It's kind of funny.
interesting.
Maybe get him into like therapy or something. I think he has
Yeah.
a lot of fears.
Maybe it's just because he's so small.
It's very brave how open he is about how cowardly he is. I'm very impressed with him.
Is that something to be proud of from where you're from, your friend?
I would always be brave and proud of any friends who identify with who they are, even if it's as cowardly as Quentin.
Make a good point. You make a good point.
Thank you.
Do you come out, Renee?
Oh, hell no. I'm gone. I'm at the castle gates.
And David's just like looking around, going, "Well, I hope he keeps up or catches up. Shall we?" And
We're heading to the portal house.
it's like, "Oh, we have to go to the castle first. I need to." Oh no, he already gave you the degree, didn't he?
Yep, you already
Yep.
got.
Right, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah,
Ignore
I'm at
that.
the castle gate hiding there, waiting for everybody to catch up.
He's like, well, anyway, give Jessa and Kara my love when you see them. I'm sure they can give you more information about exactly where this chain is. I'm not privy to that information. And Natalie, do take care.
Well, thank you very much for the ride. See you. Who knows when? Bye.
And he just kind of like nods and turns and heads towards the castle. So you guys, the rest of you, start wandering towards the castle gate out, and I'll say you probably see Renee hovering there. I'm assuming, because I'm assuming you're probably out in the open. Do you just stealth?
Oh no, I'm part of the wall. I wait till they get there, then I drop down on top of freaking your friend's head.
So yeah, your fairy dropped down on your head.
Did you get to ride the dragon?
Uh-huh.
I'm so proud of you.
Right up to the point where you made him angry.
I did no
He
such
made him
thing.
angry.
Dragons don't like being told they're not as good as griffins. Kind of a pride thing.
But it's the truth.
Yeah, just saying, sometimes you don't say everything.
You would understand that just Lyra is better than you, right?
Damn.
Sure.
I mean, I can't argue with
Yes,
that.
my friend, I only jest.
Although she might be a better friend than me, I'll admit to that. But I hide better than she does.
Never measured your friendships before.
I didn't think you were supposed to measure friendships, but okay.
But maybe you should.
Mathematically?
That's 1 point for Gale. She said mathematically.
You know what that word means?
Yes, I'm quite learned in mathematics.
I'm very proud of you then.
Oh, thank you.
So am I winning the friendship contest?
Yes, you did earn 2 points for that one.
Great to hear.
The guards standing at the gate are just kind of watching this from a distance, confused.
Quentin, you don't have any points yet.
That's okay. I'll save up.
Alright, so I'm assuming you guys are just heading straight to the portal house?
Yeah, probably.
Yep. And the moment they kind of get away from the gates, Lyra will put her mask. The Gale was so kind to get her
Okay.
Yay.
so long ago.
Oh,
Sometime
Jesus,
in
I just realized
late
something.
summer.
Hold on. Forgot the captions links. Totally forgot about captions, since that's important. I put the first one in the chat.
I will claim it.
Okay. Pause for captions, because captions are important.
Alright, all connected.
Delete that one. Next one's in the chat.
I'll take this one. This
Okay.
one's mine.
Just realized, forgot that. Next one. The cron or stress.
I can do it.
Important things. Wow, these captions are gonna have issues understanding me. And
Captions.
captions link in the chat, Gron. Gron? Captions link.
Yeah, I'm already working on it.
Just checking, I wasn't sure if you heard me, so.
Trying to look something up at the same time.
Oh, fair. Alright, there we go. Now we can continue on. My bad. So, as you wander through the city, I think, yeah, you guys have been here. It's a fairly bustling city. This close to sundown, things are starting to wind down as people start to head home and shops close up. But you manage to make it to the portal house. They don't really close. They just have a evening shift that comes in. Assume you pay the inter-kingdom group price of 15 gold. Whoever wants to pay that can mark it off. And
Lyra will pay that.
you are, as you're pretty much instructed, you are going to the capital of Bree, where you need to meet with the queens. And as you step out of step through the portal, and as you step out, it's already inside the building. You can tell it looks like you're inside a large hollowed out tree. And as the staff nod to you as they go about their business and you head out into the city, the first thing you see is, there are some buildings that are just general, like, made of wood and maybe a little bit of stone, and just, like, standard peaked roofs. maybe a few flat roofs. Many of the buildings here are all tree-esque in some fashion, whether they're seemingly carved out of or carved into large trees or have several trees together to and like planks set up to between them to create the buildings. It's basically like almost like a treed city, but not in the trees. It's made of the trees. What would you guys like to do? As it's probably about just before sundown, or about sundown now.
I imagine we should probably try and find some place to sleep for the night.
Probably the best idea. Have any of us ever been to the city before? And by any of us, I mean Lyra.
I've been to the city before.
Yeah, probably. It's probably the one Aberigilian city you've been to. So you probably know... Which one would you know? Where's the... Hold on, I got... You would know of in the Groves, which is the more upper-class residences area. You would know of an inn in Davern called the Emerald Pixie. And I'll say you guys are probably in...
She looks at the group she's with and decides that's probably not the one we want to go to.
Okay.
More, I guess, layman's one that they can find.
I'll say that you probably don't know where they are, so roll an investigation check to see if you can find one.
Dean.
16. Okay. I'm going to say so you're like asking around a little bit and kind of just searching. I'll say roll. I'm going to say no, I have D3s I can roll. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say that you managed to wander towards the northern end of Cat Lane where you are and find a an inn / tavern called the Nervous Fae. It looks like it's got a picture of like a looks like it could be a dryad, and a dryad that's like it's kind of crudely painted on the sign, and it just looks like her eyes are like darting side to side. And then you look again, and it's almost like it might be enchanted to actually move, like nervously look side to side.
It's named their shop after you.
Not sure this is a good place for us to stay.
This looks very cozy.
Makes me a little nervous.
Why?
Is it because it's called the Nervous Fae?
Might be it.
Oh,
Might be a little too on the nose. There's something suspicious about this.
Wear your
Maybe this
colors
is fair.
proudly, Quentin.
Maybe you can get free drinks.
Or it could also be the fact that there tends to be a lot of portals to the Feywild here.
Oh.
That's not good. Not sure I want to go home yet. I still got questions.
So
The problem with there being a lot of portals?
Idea.
I guess I'm more worried that he'll end up going home before he wants to, which completely understandable.
Look before you enter any doorways. Didn't think it'd be that hard.
Portal.
okay.
Oh heck yeah! that's a great
Roll
spot
me a
right now.
D20.
Lucky 7.
Actually, I should have. It would be increased here. I'm going to say, because you're an ever agile, you do detect a portal. Now roll me a d6. Actually, yeah. Roll me 2d6 actually, because you are in ever agile. It's, yeah.
Should I just roll another one?
Yeah, just
or-
roll one more, basically. You detect, it's within a mile of you, right? You detect 2 portals. And this does not include the portal house, because you've learned that they're shielded. You detect 2 portals. And now, actually, just for my own notes, roll me 2 more d6. Or one after the other, though.
Broken.
Ah.
Aww.
Already had the
And...
turkey, no point in pushing it.
Alright. Thank you. That's all I need to know.
Vareth's mouth just starts kind of gaping as he kind of like, his eyes kind of widen as he starts like walking off towards what he sensed.
Which way we'll say one is to the, I'm gonna say to the north, and one is to the east.
Whichever one's closer.
I'll say probably the northern one. So Vareth is just, or your friend's just wandering off.
Friend, trees are cool, but we can't go see the trees on your own.
I can taste it. That old familiar taste.
Trees are not for eating, usually.
Huh? What do you taste?
It's kind of.
That didn't make a lot of sense, but okay.
Can't you taste it? Can't you taste it in the air?
No, I'm sure there's going to be lots of good things to taste,
No,
inside the inn.
not bakeries. This is different. No, wait. Oh, can you... Ooh, the seasoning on this one. Are you... Oh, we should... Come. And he starts moving quicker.
He's
Myra follows after.
okay.
Follows Lyra.
I'm assuming,
Really, really bad idea. Okay.
okay, so you, how long does it... It's instantaneous. Okay, so, I'll say you can kind of sense in general, you start moving north through the city, just like people, and you're moving quick, so you just see people like looking at you strangely as you rush past them, and soon you come to a what looks like a main street, and to the west is it looks like a road that heads out of town. To the east goes further into the town, and I'm gonna say in general, you were, when you detected the portal and you felt it, it felt more to the, we'll say, northwest.
He goes towards it.
All right. You start heading towards. So Varus is starting to head outside the city.
Oh, were we like right on the edge of the city?
Yeah, basically. On the remap and on the wiki, it's like where the 6 walls is, and that path going out is where he's headed out, which is this map.
Yeah, good friend, we are getting kind of far out now.
Oh,
It's getting
that's
dark.
right. This is far out, my friend.
I think we need to go into the city, not out of the city. Like, we can leave the city after we've done what we need to here.
To do what? To taste the funny taste, right?
And did you eat something you weren't supposed to?
No, I'm about to!
I don't think you're meant to eat random mushrooms and berries you find in the wood unless you know what they are.
Well, Gale, you don't understand. This is different. It's more like, kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't understand a word of that, no.
Oh, it's not a word. It's more of a... You know?
Gale looks helplessly at Lyra.
Lyra's also confused. It doesn't sound like any language she's ever heard.
No, I'm gonna say right off, sound like gibberish.
Yep, I'm lost too.
Lyra, and I'm gonna say also Renee, because you're also an arcane caster. Roll an Arcana check. Renee, you're confused. 19's
Damn.
decent. I'll say with a 19.
I only have a +1. That was really good.
I'll say with a 19 and your knowledge of the fact that Emerald is filled with portals to at least the Feywild, filled with portals, I'll say you've never met anyone, but you've heard, like, kind of like in stories and in whispers even, that there are people who have somehow the ability to detect planar portals.
And are you looking for one of the Feywild portals?
What's that? What do you mean?
I'm just kind of curious because you seem to think there's something nearby, and it was shortly after I mentioned that there's lots of portals to the Feywild.
Like, yes, I mean, I don't know, but, like, a different air. You're talking about the different air, right? The air that's, like, you know how this air is kind of like, but then there's other air of, you know what I mean?
I'm a little lost, but not really. But okay, I still think we should probably head back for the night. It is dark out. Who knows what kind of things can be out in the woods at night.
It might not be dark where this air is. We should make camp right here so that we can go to the air immediately.
I'd much prefer to have a bed.
You are the queen. I suppose that's only fair. -1.
That's fair.
Let's go get you a bed.
So do you guys head back to the inn, the nervous Fae, or you go looking for another one?
Hopefully
I
the
will
inn.
definitely try and get them to the inn.
All right. So we'll say you can easily navigate your way back towards the nervous Fae. Is that the one you're gonna go in, or are you going to find, or is anyone objecting to the nervous Fae. I'm assuming not.
Vareth is just like walking backwards, like visually clinging to where they were going before.
Alright. Roll a general dexterity check for me. You managed to like somehow. It's kind of impressive. He's actually, and then also roll a perception check but at disadvantage because you're not looking where you're going. Okay, let's say like as you're walking backwards, it's kind of impressive. He's kind of got like a perfect stride. It's almost like he's walking forwards, but he's not. And then he goes to as he's stepping backwards, he doesn't see a kind of divot in the road, and he steps in it, but instead of like tripping and falling on his ass, he ends up like kind of hop skipping and jumping out of the hole and just keeps walking. And soon enough, you arrive at the Nervous Fae, and as you enter, you see it's a modest little inn, and most of the clientele seems to be either deep in their cups or looking like they're heading up to home or up to a room for the night. And behind the bar, you see an elvish woman with long auburn hair and just kind of like a very simple, kind of like velvety green dress. And she's just kind of in the moment of like wiping off the counter. Doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
She dressed too fancily for like an innkeeper, or is it just normal?
It looks like she could be an innkeeper. It just looks like just a nice dress.
Attention.
Alright, you kind of like walk on over and wave at her, and she kind of looks up and goes, hello, bit late in the evening, are you looking for a room?
Yes, 2 rooms, please.
2 rooms. Alright, that will be 5 silver apiece.
Lyra will hand over the gold.
Alright, she accepts the... I'll say, if you hand over a gold piece, she'll like... Actually, it's a whole gold, never mind, sorry, math.
Yeah, because it's
Yep, alright, never mind. She accepts it and, jumps into what looks like kind of the equivalent of, like, a tip purse for, like, money purse for, room fees, I guess. And she turns around to a board behind her with a bunch of keys on it and pulls down a couple of keys and passes them over. And she says, if you'd like meals, we can get you meals for about 3 silver apiece.
Anyone hungry?
Not for normal tastes.
I mean, Gale has her beads.
Don't forget to mark those off as you're using them.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, just checking. Renee?
He's trying to decide.
Okay.
He's weighing nervous Fae versus poisoned food versus belly rumbling. You can almost smell the smoke as his brain engages.
I think as she's waiting for that, she's like, well, if you're hungry, come let me know. And she kind of moves down the bar to help another customer. What would you guys like to do?
Is there a discount for small sized meals?
There. I mean, if you just want some,
I mean, look at me.
if you just want some bread or cheese, there you can get that for a less price, I guess.
Would you just
That'll
like
do.
have some of the bits off of mine?
Yeah, there we go. I can live with that. Never mind.
All right, so you.
I do the wave of the hand in dismissal.
She kind of like looks at you, shakes her head, and shrugs. And I'll say, for the sake of brevity, that you pay for whatever meals you want, or however many meals you want. They're 3 silver apiece. And we'll say within not too much time, because she like disappears into like it looks like a back room, kind of like saloon style doors swinging back and forth. She soon enough she emerges with your meals. Is there anything anyone wants to discuss while you're waiting for meals or over supper, or anything you want to do before bed?
So what we're doing here is we're going to talk to more royals.
Pretty quickly.
Question, Your Highness. Why aren't we using you to get some pull and get a free room at the castle?
It's annoying to stay in places like that. They're always watching you constantly, and you don't want that.
In other words, you don't want somebody to tell your mom. Gotcha.
Even
You know they're
then,
gonna
usually it's like
see you
extra
tomorrow,
days. Protocol. It can get very frustrating.
We still
Especially
have
for
to go there
someone
tomorrow.
like a free spirit like you.
Oh, I'll just sneak away. But I mean, seriously though, we have to go there tomorrow.
No? And we
Okay.
will go there tomorrow.
Just checking. I bet their food is good, and I bet it's not poison. Wouldn't
I
make
don't
a
think
Fae
this food is
nervous.
poison.
They make
This is
Fae
for
nervous
poison?
here. Only if you're Fae, you're safe, buddy.
Would they call it the anxious Fae and then make the food poisonous for Fae? Just for funsies?
Probably. They probably hate me. Hate my kind here.
Oh, you're right.
I mean, I am part of the Winter Court. Nobody likes the Winter Court. I don't know why. I mean, well, I do know why, but I mean, I don't know why.
I don't even
I
know what
just
the Winter Court
generally
is.
rumbling
so,
stuff
okay.
out at this point in time.
Alright, Quentin, how about you tell us? Tell us all about it.
I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Is it because the Winter Court doesn't value friendship?
Is it because it's cold?
I don't think the Winter Court has a word for friendship.
It doesn't?
It's more like temporary alliance until I no longer need you and can stab you in your back. That's kind of their way.
Things are making so much more sense.
I mean, it's there. I guess there are. I mean, I'm being overly general, just so you understand.
Oh yes, of course.
There is a very strong sense of loyalty in the Winter Court.
Your
Were you
fate
not loyal?
line- Your fate lines are wiggling very strangely right now, Quentin.
Yeah, it's too much thinking about the Winter Court right now. Let's wait until Runzi gets me my memories back, and then we'll talk more about it.
It's better if you never think.
It
Is
does
that-
work for some of us.
Yes.
Is that what you do, your friend? Just don't think ever?
I don't think so. What do you think?
try not to.
I think Quentin got a +1 there.
His people don't even have a word for friendship.
On that note,
Right,
you might want to
-2!
you might want to give me a -1 as well because I may be trying, I'm not succeeding.
-3.
Oh man.
That's -3 total, right? That's not -2 and -3, just -3 total with a +1, so I'm still at a -2, right?
Hope you're at -5. You're all the way in the hole. I get kicked out of the group.
Hey, I'm
very
not
quickly.
talking to you, Missy.
-6 for asking.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Work on his friendship score.
Got a friendship debt going.
I can live with that. May not like it, but I can live with it.
Is that what you did in the winter court?
+3.
I think so. Again, we'll talk more about it after Runzi gets my head put back together.
Okay.
Be careful.
Night!
Alright, so you finish your meals. Nothing anyone wants to do once you get in your rooms, or...
What's crazy in the room?
Nothing, it's just a very simple room. Simple beds.
Oh yeah, then he simply just goes to bed.
I'll curl up with Petey and have Petey keep an eye on me through the night. Except when he falls asleep with me and we're both sleeping, so it doesn't matter anyway, but you know what I mean.
Aww.
Okay, Gail and, Lyra?
Lyra will, we go to bed, Lyra will just ask, Gail what she talked about.
You broke up at the end there.
What she talked to Runswick about.
Okay. Gail will go to bed too then.
Or did you not?
You cut out again.
God damn it!
Yes.
Actually.
What did you talk to Runswick about?
Gail? Stress? Can you hear
Huh?
us?
Did you hear? What did you talk to Runswick about?
Oh, me? Oh, that's what you're
Yeah.
asking?
Yes.
Okay, all I heard was, I'm going to think about Runswick. I was like, cool, Gail will go to bed.
And what are you doing
yes,
thinking
that's-
about Runzi?
Lyra's every moment thinking about Runswick.
Amazing.
Not into you.
Somebody is so getting stabbed in the back.
Jealous much?
Not much. I tried to ask him questions about, like, other people who this had happened to, and he honestly had less information than Catherine, so...
Candace.
Didn't learn much. Candace, yep.
Gesundheit. Oh, well that's frustrating. Is it
I get-
something you want to figure out?
I mean, maybe. I mean, we're talking to the foremost academics in the world, and they don't seem to know much, so... I don't know if there's anything...
They know much, yeah.
Yeah, they really don't seem to know much. They're like, I have every book in the world, and you're like, okay, what about this one historical event? And then they're like, oh, yeah, it was a thing.
Except that one.
Except that one. That was not my specialty. I really liked pottery from 600 years ago, you know?
I'll say, Lyra, you would know just from history that, like, you never actually heard or seen anyone like Gail, and even once you met her, you didn't even know that someone like Candace existed. You'd never heard of anything like this.
So it seems rather rare and unique.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
It'll go like No, you would hope so. Is it something? So is it something you want to figure out? No.
I mean, potentially.
Or would you rather just never think about it?
I mean, I'm getting by right now by just not thinking about it.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. It works sometimes.
I mean, like, what is there for me to know? It's like 300 years ago. I don't remember or mourn anyone. I don't remember anyone. And anyone I do remember or could mourn is going to be very, very dead at this point.
So you don't even want to know if you have like a niece or a cousin still out there.
I could go find an old cemetery and find a dilapidated grave of a distant family member, but I mean, it's been hundreds and hundreds of years, Lyra. It would be so distant at this point that I'd barely even count as a relative.
I mean, what about like any of your like old army buddies? Maybe some of them were like elves or something, and they lived for a long time.
Are there known to be elves in the world that live through the Battle of Drydell and are still out there kicking?
Well, for all you know, it's possible. Lyra.
Well, there we go. We can look for one of your old war buddies. Can you imagine how much that would scare them?
Yeah. Somebody you knew in your 20s shows up.
Looking same age.
You probably look exactly the same. I mean, maybe a little more. I mean, I don't really know if you look more or less translucent. Not translucent, but you know, deadish.
Yep.
Were you always kind of like that look about you?
I feel like I was. I feel like I always had the airy hair trait. I don't know if I was always as translucent. No. I don't think I've changed that much.
I think this is a great plan.
Okay. I guess we could look into, like, soldiers who survived the Battle of Drydell.
It would be a good place to start.
Yeah.
And you can start on one side of the library, and I'll start on the other.
Yeah, one issue there.
What's that?
I definitely can't read.
But you read at the library.
Yeah, I'm 19 or older. I'm 190 years old, and I never learned how to read. I just looked at the pictures.
Why didn't you tell me?
I mean, it's not something you wanted to, like, admit in a library in front of a bunch of, like, academics.
I mean, I'm sure they'd be happy to share. Get you some of those, like, learning to read books.
How do you learn how to read by having a learning to read book? You already have to know how to read for those to work.
They let you trace the letters and learn the sounds.
Ah, wonderful. I can get a book that's meant for a 4-year-old, and I can stare at it and be bad at it.
I didn't know if you're bad until you tried.
I mean, I can work out, like, sounds.
Well, then you're halfway there.
Maybe. It makes it a little hard to go to war monuments or records and find anything on the people.
Well, I'll be there to help while you're still learning. And have it figured out.
Okay. Well, if you're fine with wasting all the time, I wouldn't mind the help.
I think it's wasting time. I've been to a couple of those like war memorials and monuments. Never really spent much time like looking at them, but we could learn something, and I know where some of them are.
Okay. Well, it's not a terrible idea, I suppose.
Sounds like a plan.
Are you at all worried that we're in a city with sorts of fey portals?
Why would I be?
I mean, trying to remember what I know and what I don't know at this point. Do I know shit about your dad, or have you not shared anything?
No, I think she shared it with you.
Okay.
And also, Candace said stuff.
Okay. Sorry, it's been like 4 months or so.
Yeah.
I mean, this is probably the closest you've been to finding a way to go see your father, isn't it?
So right now, we have some more important things to worry about. And, but even then, it doesn't hurt to be able to make contacts here, friends, figure out where a couple portals are, watch Quentin squirm a little about it.
We should exclusively go to businesses that have fey names just to see his reaction.
I think that sounds like a great plan. Really funny to watch.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what's going on with your friend, but... well, it's not new.
It's very normal.
Yeah. You think that maybe your father all those years ago came in through this place?
I mean, he could have. Seems like the most likely when you consider where the majority of portals are, and statistically speaking. But then again, he would have had to somehow get to Shelly Aaron.
Yeah. Well, that's not too hard to do with all the portal houses.
No, not really. I imagine it'd probably be easier to have been spotted as a Fae or whatever he was. Here, where it's more common versus home. But I believe we will find him when the time is right. Have a feeling.
Okay. Well, if you're certain, then I guess we have to go solve the necromancy cult and then go to the Feywild.
Or who knows, maybe the necromancy cult is like in the Feywild.
That would be so ideal. Like, that's 2 things for the price of 1. Maybe your dad.
Anything that easy.
Maybe your dad is part of the necromancy cult, Lyra.
That'd be really awkward.
That would be extremely awkward. But on the other hand, it would be condensing, there we go, the plot points into even, like, 1 thing, so... you could literally just go kill everyone and steal your dad and be like, yes, excellent, solved it. I don't know what we would tell your mother.
She doesn't need to know anything.
That's a good point.
Well, sleep well.
Alright, as you guys settle down to sleep, Renee, as you're settling in, kind of snuggling against Petey, and he's yawning and stretching around you, whatever you're dreaming about, kind of starts to fade away, and we are going to go to the Whisper channel. And, Emily, I put a note in your private channel, while we're over here, so I'll drag you in, Kron. Be right back. Anyway, so, as you're dreaming, whatever you're dreaming about, it just kind of fades to, like, kind of a wispy, foggy space. And then you're settled into what looks like the Feywild. Well, it's a lot mistier than you remember. And before you, a vaguely ethereal form of a female fairy with angular features, bone-white skin, all black eyes, long, fine black hair, and a beautiful yet terrible crown perched on her head appears before you in, I guess it's in this kind of clearing. It's no particular specific spot you ever remember for the Feywild. It just seems kind of like it could be the Feywild. And she says, her voice kind of soft yet also sharp and kind of haunting. Child, where are you? Looking right at you. I can sense you, but only just. Where are you?
Sure, still trying to figure it out.
Have you found it yet? The book? And I'll say, you know who this is. This is
Oh yeah, I know who this is.
Queen Mab herself.
Yeah.
And then, as she says the book, memories start flooding back, just flashing through your mind as she starts speaking. It's kind of hazy in the background. Memories of being taken in by the unseelie court, kindly, gently, but taken in. Memories of being made an offer. Retrieve these invading mortal cultists' ritual book for her. Not sure why. That's what she said. Memories of sneaking into a darkened room, of grabbing a heavy tome and sneaking out, and then running through the Feywild, of passing through a portal to the prime material plane, unfamiliar. Memories of wandering around this strange forest for days before walking into what you thought was just a simple campsite, but turned out to be a camp of these same cultists that you stole the book from. These cultists, they grabbed you, restrained you, took the book back, and then cast something on that made your mind just go blank. And the next thing you remembered after that was waking up in the tomb. And as the rush of these memories, and then suddenly you're staring at Queen Mab, who has a look of sadness on her face towards you. Oh, child, you've done so well. You were in a strange new land. You were lost, but I have returned what was lost to you back, and now you can finish what was started. Bring me that tome. Bring it back to me in the Fae. You will be handsomely rewarded. You say anything?
Your Highness, Grace, Highness, Queen. Actually, side note first. So, the cult was in the Feywild as well as here?
They appeared to be, for some reason. You're not sure why. You were just told that they were invading for some reason. You're not sure. I'll say you remember, like, where you stole the book from was almost like, wasn't really like they're setting up for any rituals. It was more like they were searching for something or someone. You're not sure.
Just a couple of questions, Your Gracefulness. Things, just so you understand, things have been a little harder than I thought they were going to be. I did have it for a little while, but it got away from me. Does this book have any ties to necromancers?
not sure.
I say whatever his name was. I can't remember it now. It starts with a V, I think.
She says, I'm not sure. It was just... It seemed powerful.
And were they encroaching on the winter court's lands or the summer courts? Or
She just said invaders. She didn't specify.
Well, I'll keep looking for it. I've got a little extra incentive these days. I will say I did not remember what I was looking for until just now.
She kind of gives you a soft smile.
Anything I need to know about the book?
Only that it is wanted by the court. That should be enough, no?
By her. Yep, got it. Would destruction of the book be okay if I can't retrieve?
Absolutely not.
I was afraid of that.
It must go into the vaults intact.
Of course, as you wish, Your Highness. I will let you know if I get anything on it. I'm still working.
I will be keeping a watchful eye on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do be careful. And then with
curtsy, bow, whatever thing.
And she just kind of like fades away, and then you just wake up suddenly. All these memories still in your head, and the request order, you're not sure, fresh in your mind.
It's from Mab. It's an order.
And we can go back to the other chat now.
Oh.
There you go. Anyway, so yeah, you wake up with a shock, Renee. You do anything, or you just kind of lay back down? I'll say it's like midnight.
Squeeze Petey and try to go back to sleep.
All right. I'll say you kind of toss and turn a little bit, but you manage to finally fall asleep. Oh yeah, we could change the music back now.
Definitely the nervous Fae.
For good reason. So hold on. Certain notes I got on. So we'll say you guys easily get your long rest if you used anything, expended anything that needs it. You all wake up in the morning fresh and ready to go about your day. What would you guys like to do?
Oh, what a pleasantly empty, dreamless sleep.
I kick Veroth in the shin on my way by.
It feels like it's a little pointy toe, so it kind of like a little bit of sharp pain, but it's not much of a pain.
In the back of the knee. How very winter court of you.
That gets a hit to my step as I'm walking. There's a little, and then I keep going.
All right. So you guys head down to breakfast. Ladies, anything you're doing before you go down to breakfast?
Kayla's gonna wake up, go through her stretches, open up the windows, and observe all the nice light. Really nice morning.
It's a great sleep.
It's too, huh? I don't think I've slept that well in decades.
I mean, you did sleep for like a couple 100 years.
Yeah, but I think that was pretty fitful, so.
No dead people had like fitful sleep.
Yeah, they do call it the sleep of the dead. I'm down in the room. Sorry, forget that.
Let's just say my bed wasn't very comfortable, okay?
Yeah, I forgot it was dirt and rocks.
A little claustrophobic. Yeah, breakfast. Maybe breakfast will be as good as last night.
Those were some heavy covers you were under.
6 feet deep.
All right, so you guys all head down to breakfast, and I'll just say everyone but Renee roll an insight check. And if you want to try and hide how you're feeling, you can roll a deception check, Renee.
Damn right I'm hiding how I'm feeling.
Lyra's whatever. Is Gale rolling or no?
Yes, just my D&D Beyond decided to close for some reason.
Oh, that's lovely. Okay.
And fair off defense, I did kick him in the
What the
shins, though.
Lyra, you're so intent on breakfast. You're Renee. What? Gale and Verath. You both, Verath, you notice, say as you and Renee were going down, and you were kind of watching them, and Gale, you notice like immediately as you guys walk up to the table they're at. How you feeling, Renee?
Under his eyes. He's got little black bags under his eyes. They're really little eyes, so they're hard to see. He's a little pale-ish.
He looks
a little gaunt.
How
looks
you
like he may have aged a couple of decades.
Yeah. He looks like he feels a little off.
Very distracted.
Yes.
And watching everything.
Wow. Also slept well.
Well, it looks like one of us is gonna be drinking whiskey for breakfast. How you doing, buddy? What'd you do? Possessed by a ghost?
I'm good. All good here. His eyes are darting around the room. Place makes me nervous. No wonder they call it the nervous frickin' fae.
Did you find a skeleton in your closet?
You could say that. Just digging up bones.
Like there was an actual skeleton in your closet? Like that doesn't seem normal.
Nothing is normal in this place, okay?
Strange, Quentin, as he strokes his bare chin. I didn't see any skeletons in my closet.
Let's be honest here, buddy. You have a hard time seeing anything in your closet. It's so cluttered in there that you wouldn't know if a skeleton jumped out and bit you.
+1 and -1.
Fair. Very fair.
Where was your skeleton again there, Quentin? What was he doing, dancing?
He wasn't dancing.
Curious.
Anyway, so about what we have to do today. We all ready to go see the Royals? Whoever these people are?
What do the Royals mean to you, Quentin?
Means I get to give Lyra a hard time again.
And that's so that we aren't paying attention to you. Tell me about your father.
We don't know anything about Dad or Mom. I already told you this, buddy. I don't know. I never had parents.
You never had parents?
Well, I'm assuming I had a parent I had parents at some point in time. I mean, little fairies don't just poof into existence. But yeah, no, didn't know him.
Sheriff walks over and tries to give Quentin a big hug.
You gonna allow this, Quentin?
Oh yeah, I'm squirming the hell out of this.
I'm gonna say roll a grapple check. So,
No, he doesn't chase them.
Okay,
He
fair.
just goes for the hug.
Okay, and he kind of squirms away, darts away.
Quentin, I thought you were brave.
Nope.
How very
Not
brave
right
of you to
now.
admit.
I'm not.
I thought I knew you, and I do.
Anyway, on to what our mission is for today.
We go and see the queens, get permission, and find the location of where the chain is, and then head over there. Get in quick, leave quick, and see how, I guess, quick we can get to the chain. Since it was only broken a couple days ago, maybe there's still leftovers.
See how few royals we can talk to in the process. The answer is probably still a pretty high number.
Alright. I'm assuming you guys are having like breakfast.
Yeah.
Alright, so however many meals you're buying, 3 silver pieces, 3 silver a piece. So I should mark that off for your sheets. And you can easily enough head towards the castle, and I'm assuming you probably don't have your mask on as you're approaching the castle. There,
Keep it on up until they get to the
gates.
actual gates.
All right. So as you kind of approach, and you see a guard look like he's about to approach you, and then like with his finger up like he's gonna stop you, or his hand up like he's gonna stop you, and then you should take your mask down. You've been here enough that he would recognize royalty from out of kingdom, so to speak. And he says, Princess Natalie. Are you here on official business?
Sort.
Oh, you wondering? I'm not oh, sorry, go ahead.
I just need to have a quick talking to. All good things, I promise. To the queens.
Oh, and as this guard's saying, you see, a more kind of a guy that looks like he's of a higher station walk up, and like their armor is very simple, like leathers and browns and greens and leafy designed. This one's got a little bit of gold trim along some of the edges, just denoting like a higher station. This guy walks up and says, don't worry, Sven. She's expected. They're expected. And he says, Princess Natalie with like a bow, and says, follow me. And this guard captain turns around and leads you guys into the castle. I'm assuming you follow.
Yeah.
So you enter the castle, which is kind of interesting the way it's designed, because it's all made out of what looks like a quartz of some kind. So it kind of looks like it's gemmy, but it's also got a lot of the wood and tree-like elements they carved into the quartz, or trees growing here and like systematically in such a way to form this castle. And you're led to the halls, the kind of thickly carpeted halls, towards a large arched doorway, and as you push it open, seated upon what looks like to be a kind of not quite like the royal, like where they would sit for particular royal audiences. It's more like a kind of more private royal audiences type of thing. They're just you see one human woman with dark brown hair. Looks like it's braided down her back, wearing all black. Dark eyes, very pale. With kind of a stoic almost expression on her face. Bent in conversation with another human woman with long but full dark red curly and wavy hair. With even from back here you can see very green eyes, a little more tanned and such. And it's this woman that looks up and says, Natalie, it's good to see you. Come.
Good to see you again as well.
And she nods and says, and these must be your friends Damien was telling us so much about. I am Queen Jessia Batia. This is my wife and partner, Queen Kiara Batia. I hear you are seeking to help with the recent problem that has occurred within our borders.
Yes, it's become quite the personal interest of mine, and we would all love to be able to see it resolved, and wanting to investigate ourselves on the matter.
I see. Well, we're certainly always looking for assistance. Damien was mentioning you're looking for royal missives to ease the process. We've of course drawn one up for you, and she holds one out as Kiara kind of leans back in her chair a little bit, kind of watching you all.
Describe the first one again.
She's human, dark brown hair. Looks like it's braided down her back. She's wearing kind of like all black, very pale. She got, now that you're up a little closer, you can see that she's got brown eyes.
Okay.
She's just got a very
black hair at first.
it's very dark brown. It almost looks black from back where you were, but when you get closer and the light kind of shines off of it, you can see it's just a very dark brown.
Renee was having some uncertainties at first.
That's fair. He's had time.
Question, Your Highnesses.
Yes.
Is there? My understanding is y'all have lots of portals to where I come from here.
The Feywild? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
The Feywild, I've heard of other planes as well, but primarily the Feywild, yes.
Do you all watch them? Do you have a group that watches them? Is there somebody I can talk to about the portals in particular?
I mean, the Watchers are in particular in charge of the protection of the portals and their stability and those that pass in and out of them. They know a little bit more about them. I believe Arandon, their leader, should be at the location you are going to. And I'd say passive insight. No, passive perception. I'll say your friend. You noticed like there was a slight hesitation, like she was gonna start saying something else before she said Arandon. He's a young half-elf boy. He's much older than he looks. But he'll be who you'd want to speak to if that's what you want to talk to him about.
Hold on, going through my notes for something real quick.
Mm-hmm. And, but anyway, she holds out the missive towards you, Lyra.
Alright. right, she will take it.
And so you can just write that down in your notes somewhere. And so the location that you want to know, and she stands as, and Kiara does the same, and they move toward the kind of little side table where it looks like there's like a map stretched out, and or a map kind of curled up, and they kind of stretch it out and kind of place a couple of weights down. The location you're looking for is actually pretty much dead center of the Decana Wilds to the northish west of here. More west than north. Well, yeah, more west than north, but it's a bit of a trek. You'll want probably be quickest to portal to, over right here. Portal to Bellater. We can just give you a pass for that, of course. And travel northwest, more north than west from there. But we can give you a map of the safer route to the forest. And they kind of Kiara actually pulls out a map and hands it out to whoever wants to take it.
Oh, we'll take it. Gil is very invested in picking the safest route.
Okay, just write that you have a map of the Decana Wilds in your possession. D-E...
Your Highness.
Yeah, sorry. Yes? Go ahead. Yes?
I'm sure King Damien had made it clear that we're kind of in a rush. Is there anything you can do to get us there faster? I mean, he even gave us a ride on his dragon to get us here faster.
Unfortunately, everyone that's been to the location in particular that could portal there is currently there. So, other than getting you to Bellater relatively quickly, it's a few days journey, but we can provide you with a swiftest
or something.
Well, we can provide you with a swiftest riding foxes. That should one, two.
Riding foxes?
Yeah. Of course. This is no surprise to you, Lyra.
Let's go.
This is no surprise to you, Lyra. Yes, we can provide you with foxes to ride. They're quite formidable creatures and quite light of foot.
That's fun.
Is there any... Sorry.
One other thing real quick, and I take off the bracer that Runzi made.
Mm-hmm.
This symbol, is it familiar to you? And are there any places in your kingdom where you would find this old ruins, stuff like that?
Are you talking about the brand?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. We know that is the brand or symbol of Fixir, the Soul Reaper. We just know that it's all over the where this chain was formerly sealed, now broken. Thought it was safe for good reason, but considering its location, but apparently they snuck in anyway, which is disturbing. We don't know, I don't think we know much more in particular here, other than he was a necromancer, a lich of some kind. Tried, I think the stories go, tried to take down the gods or something. It's all very horrifying, really.
I recover the brand on my arm. And I look at her and said, I have it on good authority from a very high authority that is very knowledgeable that you may have this cult actively working in your woods. I'm assuming it's your woods, because, well, that just makes sense.
That's disturbing. Do you know where?
Not exactly. I was a little lost at the time. And I let the little lost slip out that I go, but on high authority, I can tell you that they have been using, you should get this symbol out to your guards and your police type folks and have them keep an eye out for it.
Oh yes, the folk Lever and the guard has already been informed and are on high alert. I assure you.
And if they've come across any concentrations, if you can get that back to us or to Damien or whoever you need to get it to so it'll get back to us, because I get the feeling it's going to become very important in the future.
Sure. Any what? That's the DM speaking. Come across any what?
Any symbol, any cult groups, any symbols, if their police make a big bust and they basically, if they find them and they raid them and they capture a bunch or they kill a bunch or they find, a book or a stone or something that, they let us know through the chain.
So if they find anything related to it, basically, okay. She says, well, of course, Damien mentioned you were investigating this cult. Yes, any information we come across, we'll make sure that we get word to you and keep it safe, of course.
Thank you very much.
In my mind, DM, can I get did I have enough time in these woods to have a general idea of where that might have happened?
I'd say
north, south. Did I mean, I know I've been in the woods the whole time, but did I ever get did I see?
Roll a survival check.
Okay. Oh, I actually have proficiency in that. But that didn't help.
No, you were running so fast that even passing through the portal, the only reason you knew you passed through a portal was there was a faint shimmer in front of you, and then all of a sudden it was clear again. You're like, oh, I must have went through a portal. Okay, sure. And you just kept running, and then you were wandering around. You're totally lost. You're not sure where you were. I think. No, you were totally lost. You don't remember coming across any cities or civilization. It was just that camp.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. And she said, no, not a problem. Yes, we'll get you any information. And if you'll follow Martin here, he'll get you some foxes to ride if you're heading out, I assume.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much.
Right away. Gotta get going. I start heading I give a quick bow and say thank you as I head towards the door.
Okay.
Get up off, I even go airborne and kind of zip into the door.
Alright, so easily enough, to sake of brevity, you guys are provided very sleek looking, they're kind of very, has everyone seen The Fox and the Hound? Mm-hmm. The red of that Todd was, that red fox, the very red foxes, but they're large enough even for someone as tall as Veroth to ride. So you provided, we'll say, with one for each of Gale, Lyra, and Veroth, and they assumed Renee would either fly or probably ride with one of you.
Hop on Gale's shoulder for the ride.
All right. And they kind of tell you that, they're fast, they're swift, they're formidable, and they'll get you where you need to go, and they have an excellent sense of direction, and kind of give you a quick rundown of how to make sure you hold on and not fall off. And so you can easily make your way to the portal house, and word has already been sent to just let you through to the Belterra portal, since it's closest to where you need to go. and so you can easily step through that. And Belterre is I need to check something. It's a town. And there's a portal house, we'll say. It is similar, built to Re, only a little less extravagant, and they can still structure your homes built using the natural components of the forest. Although it seems to be surrounded by kind of like farmland. It looks like it's all vegetables being grown. It looks like a quaint little town, but you can quickly make your way through and start heading, following the map you're given. You follow the map. Start following the map you're given in the kind of northwestern direction, and as you're traveling, I want Renee to make a perception check with advantage.
Almost hit performance.
That would have been interesting. Okay. As you're actually make a survival check as well. Just regular. Okay. We'll say as you're riding along on Gale's shoulder, kind of like getting used to the bouncing of the way the fox's feet hit the ground. We'll say 'cause it's going to take a few days to get to where you're going. We'll say it's going to take we'll say 3 days. We'll say on the second day, about noon or so. It's just hard to tell because of the thick canopy of trees, but you can tell just by the general warmth and the sun when you can peek through the trees. You start to feel like you've been here before. These woods are familiar. Maybe it's the speed of the fox, but you've been here. Anything? Do anything? Say anything?
Just keeping a better eye on things. See if I can spot anything I may have or may not have seen before.
Okay, you can make another.
And I'm also gonna send PD airborne to be like a high watch.
Okay, roll a perception check for yourself. Just a standard one. Okay, I'll say as you're racing down the road and it gets to about whatchamacallit, it's starting to get closer to dusk. You do spot a little grove of trees that looks very familiar, and as you're racing by, like you're fast approaching it, it's kind of off to your, we'll say to your left, so it's kind of to the southwest-ish at this point. You see just a faint shimmer in that grove of trees. It looks very familiar. You know a portal when you see one. Do anything or just
Gale, does Gale have the map or does Lyra?
I'll say probably Gale, I would assume.
I've got it in my inventory.
So, hold it here, Gale. Hold it here.
I will pull it out.
We got to stop here on the map. Can you find this exact spot on the map?
Can I find this exact spot on the map? Being
I'll-
illiterate, and not familiar with this terrain.
I will say because you were in the military, you'd be familiar enough with topographical maps that even though you've never been to Everagil, just looking at things around you, make a survival check.
And I'll be helping her find it.
Okay, I'll say advantage as Renee's kind of pointing out what looks like...
This rock. Hey,
like...
that rock. I think that's that one there on the map.
Yeah, like, looks like... Pointing out what looks like pieces of terrain that are significant. So you can roll a survival check with advantage.
Okay. Survival. Alright, so that would be survival?
Yeah. Correct.
With a
Which is shift. Okay, we'll say it's a little rough, but you think that the shit, sorry. Forgot I added that on. We'll say that... Oh, I deleted it. God damn it. I'll move that back a sec. We'll say that as you're marking, you think you're about... Nope, not that color. You think you're about here on the map. Roughly.
I think that's about where I see what I'm seeing in the glade.
You can make a survival check to see if it seems accurate.
Looks good to me.
Looks good. Looks good, yep. So you mark your map, and then assuming you continue on.
We're good at this.
I will have Petey do a flyover on it real quick.
Okay.
And I will also stealth up and do a flyover on it.
On the glade? Okay, roll your stealth check, I guess. And what are you looking for? Because you can see the portal, because you know what it looks like.
I'm looking for any activity around it, anything that, doing a quick investigation. First, it's a distance check to see if there's anybody there.
Okay. Roll
and then a investigation afterwards.
Okay, roll perception and then investigation then.
Probably not the one I wanted a 21 on, I think.
Or the one you wanted a 21 on, who knows?
Okay, from a distance, it doesn't look like there's really anything around this particular portal. It looks pretty quiet. Kind of looks like it might be on the verge of, like, fading out or moving or something. Like it's about to disappear. Well, actually, roll an Arcana check on that. Yeah, it looks like it might. It looks a little like, just in thinking back in your memory, it looks like it might be a little smaller than even then when you came through it.
Okay.
So you think maybe it might be disappearing or something?
I will, after I do a quick check of the ground to see if there's any movement on the ground, heavy feet.
I mean, there's lots of tracks.
Passing to and from it. See if there's anything that looks like it's recent type stuff. And then after that, I'll haul ass back to everybody else and say, there's a portal over there. I just wanted to check it out. We should probably let this Bertrand, Rendon, whatever his name is, when we find him, we should let him know that is there. That's why I had Gale marked it on the map.
Roll a survival check to see the age of the tracks, I guess you could say.
Okay. I have no clue.
Yeah, you're like, they look like they're old. They look pretty old.
Suppose I should do this too.
Anyway, bro, I would say the only one that knows is Vera. Renee's not really telling the truth about something. You're not sure what, but he doesn't think that they need to tell this to Randon.
More to the story.
Yeah, basically. There's more to the story than he's letting on. But he tells you, yeah, there's a portal there apparently.
He doesn't say anything for now.
Okay. So you continue on your way, I take it?
But I'm paying more attention now to the area.
Okay. Well, before too long, you guys are able to, settle down for the evening and have a rest. Is there anything you guys want to do? Because you'll say, that judging by the map and where you think you are, you should arrive at your destination sometime tomorrow. Anything else you want to discuss or do? Say, there.
Are you familiar with these woods? Quentin?
I just, I know woods. Although I meant to ask you, you've been around these people before. This Randy, whoever this guy is, do you know him? Have you met this Watcher guy before?
Not a clue.
I
Never.
have absolutely no idea who that is.
The Watchers, basically what they do, but it never really interested you, so.
Like, the Watchers is a big thing here in Emeragil, but never really my cup of tea.
Just got curiosity about him.
They like famous or something? Like a profession here?
I mean, how famous can they be if I don't know who they are?
That's a very good point.
They're not royals.
Gail, you gotta
It's
remember,
super royal.
there's famous is in the eye of the beholder. A princess never notices her guard, but the thief trying to break into the castle does.
You
Make
notice
sense?
Gale every day. Gale is one of my
Yeah.
best friends.
Thank you. But I mean, we haven't met anyone important who's not royalty yet, so.
Oh yeah,
Should
we
be our
did.
first
We
non-
met. What's his name? The singer dude.
Well, we met Candace and Runswick. He's not royal.
True. They're like on the royals tab, but not formally royal yet.
Put that note.
This order, are you familiar with them at all? Are they like known
You just know.
throughout other kingdoms?
You basically know that they just protect the portals in Everagil. You don't know much more about them.
Say as much. She'll be like, so there's all these portals here in Everagil, and they keep them safe. I think there were some kids at Hawthorne who were studying to be in it, but really, it's just another group in the area. They want to make sure portals don't open up in the middle of the street. That would probably be a bit of.
That would be a bad day. Or a good day,
It
depending on where you
sounds
ended up.
fun.
Would be an eventful day, I'll give it that.
It would certainly disrupt your shopping.
Alright, you guys settle in for the evening?
Yep.
Alright, you settle in for the evening, unless there's something else anyone wants to do. You can easily get your long rest in. And the next day you set out again. You don't notice anything more familiar, Renee, as you're keeping a close eye. Looks actually very unfamiliar now, like you're moving away from where that was. But soon enough, you start, as you're running through the forests, you start coming upon you start to hear the clamor of like voices and a crowd of people. and as you round a little bit of a bend, you see what looks like almost like a little camp. It almost looks like it could be like a refugee camp the way it's set up, because there's a bunch of there's a bunch of people kind of huddled in blankets, and looks like people helping them, and just some people rushing to and fro, and you're not sure where this chain actually is, but found a little camp that looks like it matches where you should be, where you were headed on the map. What do you do?
For the guard types.
Actually, also, everyone roll a perception check for me.
This should go well.
One, two, three.
My best roll of the night.
Gale. D&D Beyond issues.
I rolled.
There it goes. Lyra and Gale. Gale, you wouldn't recognize him. Wait. You guys met Professor Hamoa, correct? All of you, I think. Briefly.
I think so.
Yes.
Lyra would recognize him anyway. You see kind of... Looks like he's kind of wandering through the camp, looking over things, kind of curiously. Yeah, you just see him wandering through the camp, and I'll say Gale, as you notice him, and you vaguely recognize him, but probably don't remember his name. You see he's got a very bright, like blinding even yellow glow emanating from him. Make a religion check.
Was this the guy who was super into harmony?
He seemed to be, yeah.
Religion. Nice. +0.
It was
Oh, it was a chance.
Unhealthily into harmony.
To you.
Come on. Come on.
You're not sure what that is. It's a really bright glow.
He needs to tone that down.
You don't see anything, Lyra. You just see him wandering through.
Is it, like, socially acceptable in this nation to, like, glow like a motherfucker and be that bright?
Well, what are you thinking about? I don't see anyone glowing.
He's, like, bright yellow.
I look a little closer.
Like two lanterns.
I reach up from her shoulder and I put the back of my hand against Gale's forehead, then against her cheek. She's not running a fever. Are you feeling okay?
Did you describe the glow, Gale?
I described it as bright yellow.
Gale, Lyra and Vera can roll religion checks.
Ooh, a whole +1. One more than you.
Yay.
Vera, you're not sure.
Yeah.
Lyra, I'll say 15. I mean, yellow is often associated with harmony. But, I mean, you know he's a follower or something of harmony.
My best bet is it's probably something to do with harmony. I'm pretty sure that's where his magic's based anyways. So, yeah, he's probably casting some spell, I guess, that only you can see. That's weird, but...
Is it because you're dead?
I mean, it could be. Be harmony.
I mean, you know what I mean? That you were dead or something like that?
I don't know. Could be.
He's still considered dead.
I sure hope not, if he's casting spells that somehow trigger the people who have died.
I will say, like, you've kind of gotten used to it, and it's very faint. Like, around each of your companions, you see, like, what would, Lyra be more leaning towards in favor of the gods Chaos, Harmony, Equipoise? You gotta...
I specifically chose this route, so I didn't have to pick. Okay, give me 30
It
seconds.
just vaguely. I'll say
Yeah.
with Veroth, it's probably more. I would say probably Equipoise,
About it?
Chaos, maybe.
Yeah.
So it's probably like a purpley whitish glow around Veroth, but it's very faint. I'd
Put
say
Lyra at
even
Equipoise.
Renee's kind of got a bit of a purpley glow, but it's like even fainter than the other two.
We'll put Lyra with Equipoise.
Yeah, and Lyra's always been like a little white glow, but it's always been really faint. You've gotten used to it. But yeah, this is blinding.
I mean, you all kind of glow a bit, but like, that's obnoxious. He needs to turn his brightness setting down.
Now I can see the strings of your fate. I don't brag about that all the time, I do.
I didn't notice it until now.
You
He's just
never
like,
brag about that, my friend. You're very good about not bragging.
Oh, thank you. I'm incredibly humble.
Okay, my left hand is giving an up signal, like I get some points for that.
Oh, that's a whole 4 points.
Yes, I'm almost back to 0.
Well, I can always go ask him about it.
Well, before we talk to him again, because he makes me nervous. Are there any guards or anybody around that we can find, and maybe we should find this Arandin guy first.
And I will say it, you were given a general description of Arandin, as like where's the page on him? Come on. He's a young half-elfin, very boyish, short, curly, messy blonde hair, chubby, round cheeks, wearing very simple, brightly colored Everagilian clothing, so like reds and greens and blues. But it tends to kind of clash a bit. Looks younger than he apparently is.
Can I see anybody that matches him?
Make a perception check.
Don't do me wrong, Dice. Dice did me wrong.
There's so many people here, you're confused. You don't see anyone like that.
Mara, can you see that guy? The young one with the curly hair that they were talking about? The queens were? My friend?
I mean, yeah, I suppose, yes, yeah.
Can you look for that guy for me? I can't seem to find him.
Roll a perception check.
Too many heads. Too many blurs.
Yeah, you spot him easily as pie. You're not sure how Quentin missed him, because he's like dead ahead, just slightly to the left, and he's like, looks like he's talking animatedly to someone you don't know.
And he's like staring directly at him, and then he turns directly 180 degrees and points directly opposite of him.
Roll a deception check and roll an insight check.
I feel like it's super obvious.
Okay, you can roll disadvantage, but roll a disadvantage on your deception then. Yeah, no, he's you. I'll say with that, you're like, you see him literally spin 180 degrees, so you can easily like look where he was just staring, and you see the kid, or quote unquote kid.
Look, I tell you what, everybody, why don't you guys go find out about the glowy guy, and I'll go check in with Everon.
I mean, we can just go talk to the glowing guy and then go talk to the half-elf kid.
Well, while you guys are talking, I don't want to. I really don't like the glowing guy. You're Randon, or Redanon, whatever his name is. Randy?
Randon?
I'm just.
I know.
Renee.
I know. I'm just like. Diddy.
Yeah, I'll go talk to him. You guys go deal with the glowy guy. The glowy guy makes me feel ooh inside, and I really don't want to talk to him.
You can't even see the glowing. I can see the glowing.
It's not the glowing that makes me go ooh. It's him.
Okay.
He's all, harmony this, harmony that, harmony, harmony, harmony. He makes me nervous. But you guys are great at talking to people like that. And I'll tell you what, while you're doing that, I'll go check in with the other guy and bring him over to you, maybe, if your guys are still talking.
Quentin, isn't harmony a good thing?
Harmony can be a good thing. Too much harmony can be a bad thing. There is such thing as too much is too much.
Always gotten along with harmony and did not fight on the opposite side in any armed conflict.
Absolutely, as I know she is absolutely not telling the truth, and I pat her on the shoulder.
Too much harmony sounds like too much sugar, which is good, so I'm confused.
Yeah, but remember what happens if you eat way too much sugar? You end up getting a sick stomach and throwing up.
Yes, it's great. It means it's your body telling you that you had a good time.
No, that's another feeling altogether. But you and me will discuss that one later. You guys go ahead and go do
Quentin.
And I start zipping off towards Arandon.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
Is it just me, or was that a little suspicious?
Kind
of because Quentin told me that vomiting from my friendship potion meant that I was happy and that our friendship was real, and then he just contradicted what he had said before.
So he's lying.
Yes, very suspicious.
Is that negative friendship points?
Yes, absolutely. I will have to let him know later.
Do we actually want to go talk to Glowing Guy, or do we want to go follow Quentin?
We should probably do both.
I mean, he's really just here to help with the investigation. Seeing that school's out, so he's not needed at Hawthorne.
And it's just some random half-elf kid who we got sent to find, so we can go talk to Glowing Guy.
And I'm definitely dashing, bonus action dashing.
I mean, Arandon is literally 30 feet away.
I am in Randon's face in half a heartbeat.
Basically.
The fastest. Wait, hey, we gotta talk. Quick, this way.
Arandon's like, oh, hello.
Yeah, this way, quick. Follow me. It's really important. And I start going away from everybody else.
He's like, okay. He totally abandons whatever conversation he's having and follows you.
I imagine that while everyone's discussing, hey, should we talk to the glowy guy or should we go follow? They all turned and looked and watched, and then the run off, and they're like, yeah, that answers that question.
Well, that was even more suspicious. So we're following the fairy, right?
Yes, absolutely. We should start running aggressively.
Okay, so you guys...
We're gonna full sprint after these two.
Okay, yeah, you follow after them, and where do you stop, Renee?
Oh, I am just going. Although I'm checking this guy. What are the vibes I'm getting off of this guy?
Roll an insight check.
Do I get a fairy feel from him?
Actually, you do. You get a very fey feeling from him.
Okay, Randy. I'm sorry. I'm telling you, the queen told me your name as I'm booking it, flying next to him. I'm like, she told me your name, but I'm sorry. I'm terrible at names. What's your name again?
Arandon.
Arandon?
He looks like he's
just Arandon.
Yeah, of course.
Arandon, what? Do you have an affiliation?
What do you mean?
I am Renee Azurmoon of the Winter Court. Do you have an affiliation?
Nah, not really.
I got to give you a quick lowdown before everybody else catches up. Mab is interested in what's going on right now.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder why she
I-
why is she interested? What is she interested in?
It's Mab. I don't ask Mab to explain herself. Do you?
Why
'Cause if
not?
you can do that, you're awesome, and we need to talk more because I need you as a friend. I'm a low man on the totem pole. I just do what I'm told.
I'm awesome? You barely know me.
Well, if you can tell Mab to just answer, if you can make Mab answer questions, you're way better than I am.
I mean,
But seriously, I want you to know, are you familiar with the cult stuff?
yeah, of course.
You know they invaded
Invaded where?
The Fae.
I heard rumors. He's looking at you very curiously.
And we're still zipping, trying to keep ahead of the others. I can't tell you everything, but I can tell you I had my friends, which are trying to catch up to us right now, mark a spot on a map. That's where I came through the portal after I took something from the cult people, and the people from the cult caught me when I was here in your world. And then I don't remember much after that until I woke up in a freaking tomb. I need to know as much as you can tell me about this cult and as much as you can tell all of us about this chain thing. And I guess we should slow down now because my friends are probably really freaking out that we're running away from them like this. Oh, and needless to say, don't say anything I just said to my friends, please.
Sorry, I got distracted. Summarize that again. I'm sorry. My brain wandered for half a second. Sorry.
Don't tell my friends anything I just told him. You remember I told him about the invasion, right? And that I came through a portal into this place, and I can tell him where that portal is, and don't let my friends know. And anything you can tell me about this cult would be helpful, and we need to know about the chain because we're here to investigate it. But I'll give him all the details on that once my friends catch up. I just wanted to let him know ahead of time that Nab was involved.
Okay, he's like, I'm surprised you are dealing with Mab so closely, considering you're not even from the Feywild.
Fairy wing? Fairy?
Doesn't mean you're from the Feywild. Not originally.
I grew up in Arctis Tor. That's the only thing I ever remember.
Well, I should say,
I can recall.
by from, I should say, you may have grown up there. You definitely weren't born there.
We got so much. I got one other thing I got to ask you about. Before they catch up, I need to know if you know anything about a Fey noble from possibly the Summer Court, Ferrandale, Avarice, something like that.
Oh yeah, I know him. Nice chap.
He spent some time here a few decades back.
Oh yeah, he was on his whatchamacallit, wandering thing. I can't remember.
Insert name here.
No, he literally doesn't remember.
So later on, when you and me have a moment alone, I'd like you to tell me some stuff about him if you don't mind. We can save it till later, though. It's not a big rush.
Sure, I'd love to talk to you. It kind of peers at you closely. Yeah, I haven't seen one like you in a long time. I'm curious to ask you questions. See what you might know.
We'll find time to chat later then. Sounds good to me. And then I guess we should stop, though, and I go ahead and I slow down and stop and look back and say, hey, guys. Look back at my friends who are running after us.
I'll say about this time.
Are we running?
I'll say about the time Arandon says, I haven't seen someone like you in a long time, is when you guys come up.
Why did you run off?
We were seeing each other could run. And well,
it was fun.
Fly, but you know what I mean. We gotta have fun. look at this place. It's so much fun here. It's the woods.
You literally just got here. You couldn't have put it off for like another 10 minutes.
And we can roll an insight check on that if you like.
It's pretty obviously
I mean,
not true.
your friend,
God.
your friend, your friend, you just know he's lying, and so do you, Gail.
Lyra totally believes him. She's like, oh, wow.
I heard this was how this guy likes to, this is how we kind of talk to each other every once in a while. Just it's a long story.
Is that normal in the Feywild to, get to know someone?
I assume he's been part of he's gone to the Feywild since he is the leader of this Watchers group, so I figured he knew how we greeted.
He's literally a teenager.
He just Arandon just chuckles.
No, he's not. The queen even said he's older than he looks.
They just picked it up.
I'm older than I look. That doesn't mean
2
he's
days
not a
fucking
teenager.
late.
This is very true. She is much older than she looks.
I know.
She's like 190.
You see him looking around. Follow me. And he takes off in the same direction Renee was taking him, towards what looks like a really elaborate looking tent. You follow?
I zip right along.
Rest of you follow?
Yeah. He somehow has Renee's trust.
As you guys approach the tent and you see him enter, and as you push back the flop and enter, as he spins around, as he spins, his clothes kind of swish and change into and he grows in height, a very almost high elven looking man, more elongated, very like ears, very bright, clear sky blue eyes, long jet black hair hanging straight down his back, probably his waist, a very fair complexion, slender face, pointed chin.
You sure there's no association I need to know about?
And eclectic style drawing inspiration from all over Atemnity. I would say Veroth and Lyra in particular would notice in his clothing, where like his boots are like thinner, light-footed foot wraps. Robes are like a lighter, dark material adorned in shiny silver bells and shiny sequin adornments worn by nobles in Stoneal. Simple pragmatic pants from what you can see through the robes. He even looks like he might have like a leather cuff on his wrist. Dark green cloak, like Relarian embroidery on his Stonelian themed robe, and a very storytelling-esque thing, kind of like the Chelier and Tabula. And he kind of has a thin little silver crown on his head. And he just smiles with this kind of knowing, if not kind of cocky smile. Actually, I'll let Stress come back.
Recognize the crown?
No, it just looks like it's just decorative. Doesn't look anything specific. It looks like he just made it because he wanted to.
He wanted a crown.
I'd say Renee definitely knows this is an archfey of some kind. You'd never seen him. You don't think you've heard of him. You never heard the name Arandon.
Yeah. Lovely.
Need to do.
You're Summer, aren't you?
I am wherever I choose to be. My name.
Pull that off.
What? I do what I want.
Keep going. I'm listening. I'm waiting for your name. I'm sorry.
My name. And please keep this from the others. My name is Aurelius. And as he says that name, Renee, you actually recognize the name. Aurelius is an archfey that is not aligned to either court. Literally does whatever he pleases, goes where he pleases. Neither court is ever really truly happy with him, but they don't really say anything because he does help them occasionally when he feels like it. And he has lots of information that they always seem to want. And,
I've heard of you.
my reputation precedes me.
She's gonna kill me, isn't she?
Who? Mab?
Yes.
Why do you say that?
I may have said too much to you.
I
I don't know. She's scary.
Yeah, she can get that way. She's a softie.
I like her. I mean, but she's scary.
She's a softie.
You also think Gale is scary.
Gail is scary.
Gale's not scary.
That's because she likes you.
Well, the same rules could apply.
Yeah, I don't think either of them like me. Anyway, do we want to take a quick break? Because I need to get a fresh coffee. And
Yeah, we can take a break. We can take a break.
I need a fresh coffee.
Oh. Make sure my mic is on. Or unmuted. Where is it? Yes, it is. Awesome. Alright, so so Aurelius says, what did you guys ask him? Now I forget exactly what you said.
He showed himself off. He was like, it's me. And then Renee was like, what port are you in? Oh, and Renee was like, Mab's gonna kill me. He was like, no, she's not.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, Minnie pauses and looks at you, Lyra. Looks at Renee.
Yeah, I told you we'll talk about that later.
I see the familiarity. Yes, anyway, later.
Lyra's face changes from one moment to another.
What? He kind of chuckles. And he says, so, I think I was told something about you were coming to investigate the chains or something?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this one broke. It really fucking sucks considering where we are. Grumble. We actually got word of activity in this area and rushed here as quickly as we could. We actually got here just as they were leaving, like literally melting into the shadows and disappearing. It's really quite annoying. But it seems that from what we've learned so far that they work in the shadows, even when more so I want to think like they literally are with the shadows. Like I said, they melted into them. But we found alive 6 various creatures and beings in this. It's a tomb. It's kind of a bit of a cave of a tomb, you know. Everything's a little different everywhere. But they're all recovering. What else would you like to know? Because they're...
One's recovering. Were they branded?
Oh yeah, all 6 of them were branded.
You really don't remember anything that happened to them?
Well, they're still pretty out of it right now. I think there was a... Judging by the smell, I think she must be celestial blooded of some kind. Was snooping around here too. I'm not sure what that was about. I think she looked like she had a brand of some sort on her arm too, but she wasn't in the tomb here.
Do we think this could be a member of the group that's going through and opening up
Or
and breaking
she's
the chains?
one that was branded during the last chain breaking. There's 3 broken now.
Actually, there's 2 broken. That's the second one.
Oh, I thought there were 3.
No, because you guys got to the Cavian one and were able to send people to guard it, specifically. You don't know if that's where they're going next, but you've only heard of this one and the one you guys woke up in broken. He's like, I don't think she's with the cult. They had a different air about them. This one's got celestial blood in her. It just kind of gets you like that, like little shudder, like.
Celestials.
Well, not like you, but like yeah. Don't really care, that sort of shit.
Did they leave anything behind?
Just the people. We got a little bit of like goo on the ground where they melted.
They melted.
Well, it kind of melted into the shadows. I'm not sure. We're still investigating exactly what that was about. Necromantic shit, I guess.
They didn't leave any objects or anything like that behind?
Not that we found yet. We're still we just
Investigate that.
yeah, we did just get here, so.
Do we have any idea who the people are or where they're from?
Well, you can come and see them, I guess. We've got kind of rummages around a very messy looking table full of what looks like notes. And finds one and goes, we've got a female nymph, a male satyr, female elf, a brownie. Not sure what gender that one is. Looks like you guys, I think
Brownie?
all of you would know a except for even Gail would know. A brownie looks kind of similar to like a sprite or a pixie. They're like little helpful little fae that sneak in the night, help around the house, and then sneak out before anyone sees them.
We'll
We've
give
got
them milk and honey.
yeah. Basically, and we've got a Cavian-born, Dragonborn. His brand of fixture and his totemic marker on the same arm, which is interesting. And we got actually a male fairy. There's a red Dragonborn too. We got the names here if you want them.
Male fairy?
Yeah. Finch Rumpeltwig, apparently, is his name.
Unfortunate name.
Yeah.
You have a name like that.
Does he have an association?
I haven't gotten that much out of him yet. He's still pretty out of it. It's kind of like a...
She's from the Winter Court.
I'm not sure what affiliation of the courts he is, if he is affiliated with the court. Not everyone is.
No, there's lots of different fae out there that aren't even court at all. And there's other parts of the fae, too. That's outside the courts.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he wakes up, we can always ask him.
Would you just like to investigate the tomb, or try and talk to these people, or meet them? Or what would you like to do? Or
He's given us a straight answer on this. What exactly is the chain?
it's kind
It's
of
not a bunch of links of metal.
not so much. I mean, there's technically an actual physical chain that holds things down, but it's more of a magical, arcane series of chains, quote unquote. I think they're technically on the ethereal plane and just stretched this way and that, kind of like ley lines around it in a particular pattern, I guess. Some sort of pattern that apparently holds this guy back. From what I understand.
Where's the center of the pattern?
What do you mean?
It sounds like sounds like they've placed chains in a way, locks, strong points to some sort of magical holding spell. Where's the center of the spell, the place where he's actually being held?
Oh, no, each chain location has a piece of his phylactery. And that's what they're stealing, I assume, to reconstitute them, or reassemble them and reconstitute them, or whatever. Bring them back.
So they got the phylactery that was here.
Yeah, the piece. So that's 2 so far, if I'm not mistaken?
That would be accurate as far as we're aware.
That's concerning. Considering I'm pretty sure the only way to rebind the chain is to get that piece back. Actually,
But
that might be... Bet you if you rebind the chain, that would... Yeah, that would work. That would probably get rid of those ugly-ass marks on your arms. Well, at least for each chain, of course. For each set of people, yeah.
I knew we'd come up with another solution.
Yeah, it's a difficult ritual. Very difficult.
I would appreciate it if you didn't call my mark ugly.
He's very attached.
it really is.
You're a curious one, too. You kind of
As a watcher,
sniffs Faroth.
He sniffs him back, real wide-nostriled.
He just smirks back at you.
I see you two are made for each other.
We are? Were you making a bakery?
Sometime, my friend, we will need to talk. I haven't been to that city in years. I need to visit. Wonder how she's doing.
You smell it, me? You're smelling the bad smell!
It's not bad. It's just different.
No, it's terrible. That's the bad one.
You have been to the place our friend is from?
Long time ago, yeah. It's, getting there can be difficult, especially if she doesn't allow the portal to open.
If who doesn't allow the portal to open?
The Lady of Pain, of course.
And that would be who?
I'm going to say Renee and Lyra can roll history checks.
See, I've already heard a little bit about this because
Mm-hmm.
he told me.
Yeah.
Faroth told me.
I'll give you advantage on history check because you know a little bit.
Yep, not my part of the fact.
You would know. I think he said the name too. You would know the Lady of Pain rules over Sigil.
Yep. That's what he basically told her.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, confirmation, sweet.
Ziggle sucks.
Sigil's cool. Anyway, continue.
It's a fun place. As a DM, as a player, no. 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 Anyway.
Continue.
Rylas, got a question for you.
Yeah.
Watchers, do you guys have like patrols through the woods, or does that go to the regular army folks?
Occasionally patrols, yeah. Depending on what's going on.
Gail, can you get the map out?
I'll take the map out.
Let's just spread the map out, help Gail spread it out and basically get in her way. Onto his little table, and I see this spot here?
Looks at it, yeah. Oh, the portal you came through.
Yes.
Mm,
They had a camp somewhere around it.
I don't think there's a portal there. About 50 yards to the southwest-ish.
Man, this is a really detailed map.
Yeah.
Very great.
A little bit lower than that on that map is probably where that portal is. Not mistaken. That one's really old. It's probably due to vanish and move again soon, come to think of it.
You've ever found a camp or campsite around that location?
Not that I'm aware of.
You might want to have some of your people look there.
Or it disappears.
I mean, I don't know the camp would dispel. Well, we can have someone investigate the general area. We've got people combing most of the wilds for anything off But I mean, people camp in these wilds all the time, so we'll keep an eye out.
You familiar with the other side of that portal, right?
What, the Feywild? Of course.
Well, I mean, the part of the Feywild that opens into.
Near Arctis Tor, I think, or maybe it was in it. I can't remember.
If you get word, they might want to look around there too.
Yeah. I can probably send some through.
I'm willing to bet she'll give you something nice for it. You know how she is. With you. With me, it's, I'll tear your wings off, but with you, it's different.
Yeah. Maybe. It's been a while since I saw her. She might be a little cranky.
Should we be
Say that
sending
again.
anyone into the Feywild through a portal that's closing?
I mean, that particular portal. Just give me another one opening up soon somewhere. This place is full of portals, not just to the Feywild either. It's a very curious world. I like it.
So, how have you made it to where the phylactery was being held?
Oh yeah, we've got operatives in there, watchers in there, combing the place for anything they might have left behind at the moment.
It's anything like last time, tell them to watch for undead.
Yeah, that was, I think they cleared those out already. No, wait. No, there wasn't actually any in there, come to think of it. We didn't have anyone buried in this one. Anyone else buried in this one, anyway. I don't know why there was... You were in the Stoniel one, right? I'm not sure. Yeah, Stoniel's weird about that shit.
Yeah. Emphatic shaking of the head, the long hairs flapping back and forth as he's like, yes!
Anyway,
Had to be buried in the one with the undead. Couldn't be buried with the one with a bunch of gold and other magical stuff.
Yeah, I know. Not with my luck.
yeah. That's really unlucky.
Aurelius, if your watchers find anything, any objects that you believe could have belonged to one of the cultists or could be important to it, would you let me know? I have something that I might be able to do, and I don't know if it'll help, but I'll try it.
What do you think you'll be able to do? I'm curious. You piqued my curiosity.
You find an object, and I will handle sating your curiosity.
I look forward to it.
Consider it motivation to find something useful.
Okay. He just brightens up at that. Now, unless there's anything else you want to know.
One thing, I turned to everybody. No making deals with this man.
I am a...
I look back over at my shoulder. You know what I mean. Okay?
I don't know what you mean.
Accepting gifts from this man.
Excuse me? I would do nothing to harm any of you.
I know you wouldn't. I'm training them for when we have to go to the Fae.
What sort of deals do you have?
Why would you have to go to the Fae?
I get the feeling we're headed that way.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Why? This lich is all on this world. This prime material world. Thankfully, he's not on any other.
I mean, there's apparently tons of portals around, so we might just wander through one at some point.
That would be a fascinating adventure. If you ever do...
Also, I'm pretty sure my dad's there in the Feywild somewhere, so...
Oh, I
I'll
know.
go there eventually.
Oh, I know he is. Aravis is definitely there. I haven't talked to him in a while.
You know him?
Oh, yeah. He's fairly
Turning bright shades of red over here.
He's a noble of some standing in the summer court. I think he had a wander about thing he did several years ago. How old are you now? Natalie, is it? Lyra, Natalie? I can't remember.
Yes, around 18 years ago, I would imagine.
Huh. Yeah. It sounds like him.
I think, we've got a good idea now. I think we'll, is there a place where we can rest? We've been on the road for 3 days, and we should probably rest up and then maybe go looking ourselves into the tomb tomorrow. And talk to the people once they've recovered some more.
Yeah, you can have a rest. You said you wanted to talk to me, little fairy? Privately?
Yeah, we can do that later if you want.
I can take you all to a tent where you can spend the night, and then we can come back here if you like and chat. Whatever you want to know.
Okay. That'll work.
Alright.
You're going to go alone with the person you said not to take anything from or make deals with?
It's a Fae thing.
He just chuckles.
So you say.
Faes like to make deals, and they bind very tightly. Trust me.
They run to greet each other.
He just grins wildly. As he's walking towards the flap of the tent, you just see him suddenly, like, there's like a swirl of color. Kind of like it kind of looks like almost like portal dust, Lyra, but not quite. And then suddenly you see a Randin standing there again. He's like, looks over his shoulder. I mean, I gotta keep up appearances, right? And I'll say he leads you all to a modest little tent not far away from his tent, and lets you all in to do as you wish, and then goes back with you, Renee, unless you stayed behind in that tent.
I'll stay behind. I'll swing by your tent a little later. I'll stay behind for the questioning that I'm about to receive.
All right. I say staying behind in the tent that Aurelius had led his tent rather.
Oh no, I'd go with everybody to the tent where we're all going to be staying, and then I'd hang out there for a little bit, letting them question me, which I know they'll want to.
He's like, all right, I'm just gonna go stretch out for a little bit. I'm tired. Well, not tired, but you know what I mean. Whatever.
Yeah.
And he leaves.
So I think you have plenty to do.
What do you mean?
Are you a princess?
Not the last time I checked.
Who was that? Thought we were looking for some ancient teenager.
That was him.
Half elf.
That was the ancient teenager.
And why does he know shit about the Fae?
I don't think
Well, let
he is
me.
actually an ancient teenager half-elf.
Why does he have a crown? Why can we not meet a single person that doesn't have a crown?
Gail, that crown doesn't count. It's just something he likes to wear.
He's literally wearing a crown!
I feel like
Yeah, but he's
Gale
not-
needs the crown.
Gail, he's not royal.
Gail doesn't want a crown! I'm gonna burn every crown if this continues.
He's not royal.
Well, I
He's
didn't
not
bring my
royal
crown
at all.
then.
How does he know shit about Lyra's parents and the Fae royalty?
Because he is what's known as an archfey.
That's
He's
not.
not aligned to any court. He's not a lord or a lady of any court. He is just a very powerful being.
And you two know each other how?
I didn't know him until just now. I met him when you guys, well, a little before you guys did, about 30 seconds. I noticed he was not exactly what he seemed as soon as I got near him, but
No, you
just
clearly
decided
knew
to run
something
off with
because
it.
you ran ahead.
To ask him questions.
What'd you ask? And why couldn't we be there? Clearly he knows answers.
Well, he didn't have all the answers I was looking for, firstly. Secondly, there are... With this, you see, he sits in the middle of the tent on the ground. Kind of pulls Petey in close to him and is kind of hugging and petting Petey's head as he's talking. Look, there are things I can and cannot say. And I don't not say them for me. I not say them for you. Y'all are important to me. I'm not supposed to... I don't like this. It's new to me. It's not something I've ever done before. I've never had friends. This is weird. And unlike usual when I'm normally keeping things from you because I, like to do that. That's fun. This time it's because it's not safe.
Are you in danger? I mean, more danger than usual.
I
Are
am.
we all?
Not if you don't know. Right now, I'm the only one in danger. If it comes to a point where you all are in danger, I will tell you.
Is this about something from before we all met?
Yes. This is from my time in the Fae. Something I didn't remember until recently.
And the irritating teenager / archfey is involved?
Not involved. He just... Well, I went to him first because he's the head of the wardens.
Watchers.
Watchers. Whatever they call it. The Watchers. Yeah, that's it. And I figured he might know things about the Fae. And I could ask him the couple of questions I needed to ask that the information I could try to get that wouldn't get you guys in trouble while I did it.
You can always tell us these kinds of things instead of running off and hoping we don't follow in this case. I mean, I'm still going to want to know, but,
I'm new to this. You missed that part?
Well, this is constructive criticism.
Okay, thank you. I'll make a note. 1 point for Lyra.
Congratulations! Quentin, I think it's wonderful that you're a princess.
Yeah, no. Okay, whatever. I'm not even going to argue with you on that one. I'm not going to win it.
Yes.
No crowns. Gail will kill me. She doesn't like crowns to start with.
Really am starting to hate crowns, so it's a good idea not to.
One sec.
Aurelius also seems to know something about me that I don't know, so that's why I want to go back and talk to him. And it may touch into the other stuff, which is why I need to talk to him without you guys there, because I don't want to put you at risk.
Lyra starts humming under her breath and uses her performance of creation to make a tiny little crown for
Wow.
for Quentin.
What does it look like?
It is it can't be too detailed because it's like super super small and she was worried she would just break it, but it's got like instead of like metal, the metal almost looks like it is metal, but it's weathered to look kind of like twigs and green leaves, and also has a spike on it for Petey, like 2 spikes, and some leaves, and it looks very fairy-esque.
see Gail's eyes just narrow and her hand just twitches.
Quentin's eyes widen. Wow.
You mean
Eyes widen.
Beautiful.
Vera? You mean Vera?
Quentin's eyes don't widen. I'm assuming Quentin doesn't see this. You're doing it above his
sorry.
head.
What the hell did I meant Farrell, sorry, yeah. My brain is breaking.
Your brain is broken. Oh, never mind. Sorry, wrong anime.
And then she'll just go over and back in Quentin closer, like, come here. And then plop the crown on his head. Ta-da!
Are you trying to get Gale to kill me? Give like the side eye towards Gale. You're gonna hurt me.
Gail is just squinting at the both of them. Crowns.
Lyra did it.
I didn't bring my crown with me, but I have one, and you don't make a fuss about the fact that I have one.
I don't think I've ever seen you in a crown ever.
Well, I've worn a flower crown before.
A flower crown is different. A flower crown is normal.
So you're saying if I were to make you a flower crown, you'd wear a flower crown, Gale?
If you specifically, or maybe your friend, made me a flower crown, I would probably wear it.
I take that as a challenge.
They're at this scrounging for flowers.
There's no flowers in this tent.
He goes outside the tent to find flowers.
Okay, roll an invest.
Hold on.
Just completely.
Is it a dirt floor tent?
Yes.
I will use Druidcraft to have flowers sprout in front of them.
Yeah, that works. So a bunch of gather all these flowers. They're pretty pretty. They're a few different colors, you know.
He makes a crown.
Lyra helps while they continue to have their conversation.
Yeah.
Like cheating.
Well, your fingers are much smaller, so I'll hold the crown and you weave.
Yes. Had lots of practice.
Anyway, while you guys are doing that, I guess I should go get my talk thing over with. Is there anything that y'all want to know, want me to ask him about while I'm talking to him?
Well, I just want to know, did you tell him about my dad, or did he just figure that out?
Evidently you look just like your dad. Because he looked at you and said, blah, blah, blah.
I mean, that does make sense, because I don't really look like either of my parents. I mean, my mom. The reason why I don't look like my dad. Anyways.
I mean, in the 30 seconds we interacted with him, he said a lot of weird things, so. I don't know if I.
He is an archfey. They do that.
Do archfays lie?
Care question.
Hmm.
The way you're running the Feywild, archfey. Some people run it the archfey can't lie. That doesn't necessarily mean they tell the truth.
I'd say it's kind of.
What they say isn't always what isn't always what it sounds like it is, but they never actually tell a lie.
Kind of, but also, if they really wanted to, they could, but most archfey can tell if anyone's lying to them, so they just don't, generally. They're usually pretty, especially if they're not aligned to a court, they're usually pretty, just share whatever information they want to, type of thing.
It's not that they can't lie, they just almost never do. Gale, it's kind of a thing. But what they do tell you isn't always what it sounds like it is. You can tell a story and not tell a story. You know what I'm saying? Am I getting through to you?
Equivocation.
That's a mathematical word.
It's like we're
Correct.
talking about a rock and I say the water's wet. Well, the water is wet. It has nothing to do with the rock, but the water is wet. It's a very obvious one, but they're very good at making it sound like they're telling you what you think they should be, or like they're giving you information when in reality, they're only doing what they want to do.
What Renee said made sense. What Lyra said, she has no idea what equivocation means.
I have no idea what that means.
I think it was one of the vocabulary words in like 6th grade, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it somewhere. It's 6th to 9th, somewhere in that territory. But if you want me to ask him about your dad, I can.
I just thought it was kind of peculiar, the fact that he just kind of knew who he was. I mean, I never said his name.
Well, it probably aren't that many archfey that have come through here in the last 20 years.
Is Lyra's dad an archfey?
He is if he's a lord in the summer court.
I said noble. I didn't say lord.
I know you didn't.
Okay.
I'm
checking.
not lying, though.
Just making.
Oh my, he's doing the Faye thing.
Yeah.
Gail will
As far
look
as
at
you know.
Lyra.
Josh knows.
Listen, it's not my fault if I somehow ended up royal on both sides.
Absolutely
I
not
literally
your
had
fault.
absolutely no say in that.
Nope, you did not. And I like you just the way you are, and I like who you are. You are my friend. Again, I'm not new. This is a new thing to me, so you know I got to understand. I'm gonna screw this up. That's what I do.
I was just muttering under her breath about crowns again.
Like, take the crown off and hide it in my pocket.
It lasts for 3 hours.
It's I don't know that. I just know Gail is gonna kill me if she sees it on my head again.
Roleplay reasons.
So you know.
Yeah.
You will have it for 3 hours.
Did you want me to ask him about your old man?
I mean, if he might know where he is for when we do end up on that side of the border.
See what I can find out.
Thank you very much.
How about you, my friend? Do you want to know anything about your Lady of Pain?
I really don't. I don't like her. She's very weird.
Coming from you, that is a statement.
It's just about to say the same thing.
Weird.
Gail, is there anything I can ask about for you?
Ask him why he wears a crown. That's about it.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Ask him why he's pretending to be. Does he go to high school? Did he attend high school with you? Why is there an archfey at the high school?
We're not at high school.
The
What?
academy.
We're not there.
He's not part of the academy.
But we said he was part of the academy.
He was part of the
No,
Watcher.
the other guy, the guy with glows, is part of the academy. This is the Watcher.
Okay. Never mind.
And Lyra said that there were people who were preparing to be Watchers.
Yeah.
Academy. Oh, okay.
But,
All good. It just fits Gail.
somewhere in another world,
Yeah, you went to
a
academy.
lady and Ben are.
Well, I will be back then, and I will walk out the tent flaps and kind of wander a bit before I head back over there.
Alright, you wandering in particular or just aimlessly?
Aimlessly.
Okay. While you're wandering around, is there anything else? Anything you guys want to discuss in your tent or do or go anywhere? The other three of you?
Lyra will help finish making the flower crown.
Oh, yep.
Okay.
We'll get that on Gale's head. And Lyra also makes a note that the next time she goes home, she will be pulling out her crown.
I will begrudgingly accept the flower crown when it's done.
Alrighty. We'll say after a little bit of wandering, Renee, you wander back into Aurelius's tent, and you see him lounging in his usual form, not a random form. And he kind of looks up as you enter and go, you're back. We're ready to have a chat. What do you want to chat about? What do you want to know? You're fascinating, my friend. Simply fascinating.
Runzi says that about me too.
I'm trying to know that name.
Oh, Runswick.
Sounds fascinating. Don't think I've met him.
I don't think he's what he looks like either.
That's
It's
even
okay, though, 'cause
more.
I think I like him a lot.
That's even more fascinating. You have to tell me about him later. Anyway, what do you want to know?
Gonna start with the personal stuff first.
All right.
You know my court.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in Arctis Tor. That's all I remember.
Mm-hmm.
We don't really have friends in Arctis Tor.
Mm-mm.
But I have friends now.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not a normal feeling for me.
I bet. Must be nice, though.
It's nice and scary at the same time. I'll be honest.
Yeah, that's
But
what I've
that makes
heard.
me worry for Lyra.
Oh? Why?
I am uniquely qualified among the group to understand that the summer court and the winter court aren't good, aren't evil, aren't this, aren't that. They're just the summer and the winter court. So being summer does not mean that this Aravis Farendel is a good guy.
Yeah, he's just
And I don't want her
him.
hurt by her... no, Lyra. I don't want her hurt by her father.
I don't think he'd hurt her. I don't. No, he knows she exists. I'm not sure why he hasn't come back, unless he can't right now. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in a little bit.
The type that would use her, is he?
Nah.
Because some of them, Archfey.
He's not an archfey. Far from
He's
it.
not.
He's just a ladrin. Usually in his autumn. Usually.
That makes me feel so much better. I thought he was Archfey.
Nah. He's noble, but he ain't archfey. Not that high. I mean, I think he's under Queen Tatiana's lineage somewhere, but pretty far down.
What is the Crystal of Nimeth?
So I looked that up on my notes because I can't remember what I said it was.
She's a protector of the crystal of Nimeth.
I'm just trying to remember what the fuck I wrote down about that.
Okay.
Give me a second.
No problem.
The great issue of being the DM.
Too many. I've been there, done that.
I wrote that down. I really did. Do I remember what I wrote down for it? What is it here? No, not there. No. This is how it looks.
You can tell me later.
I wrote it down. Sorry, I really want to find this because, yeah.
Like I said, I just want to make sure she's safe and that he's not.
I'm sure if he ever met her, he'd actually be quite pleased to meet her now that she's grown up. You might want to help her fit in the Feywild. If she wanted to stay, of course.
I guess I should get to business now.
Mm-hmm.
The cult.
Mm-hmm.
How do we... What do you know of them?
I know that they follow Fixir. I know they're hell-bent on bringing him back to do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Take down the gods or something, I don't know. I know they're looking for special people. Which explains why they grabbed you, to be honest. Actually,
Stumbled into them.
I don't think that they know you were from there. They probably got lucky, to be honest.
I kind of stumbled into them. I got unlucky.
That
What do you
sucks.
mean from there?
What do you want to know? Everything, a little bit, what? It's a long story. Well, not a long story, but you know what I mean.
Tell you what.
What?
I'm gonna have you not tell me yet.
You
Got
sure?
enough on my mind right now.
I mean, it's really it actually might be part of the explanation of why you were grabbed. I can tell you how why your friends were first, if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. That note I have somewhere. There it is.
I'm assuming that the big guy was grabbed because of his ties to Sigil.
Actually, I believe it's because, well, kind of. It's more because of his exposure to multiple planar portals in Sigil, but he's also a Temnian born. I think it's something about, probably has partially to do with his, I'm guessing, ability to sense portals. Get that smell about him.
I spotted one the other day. We almost lost him while he went off after.
That's funny. And your armored friend is, I believe, you can sniff the air again. She was definitely brought back by something. I smell the wild magics of Drydal on her. She's not entirely alive. It's
Yeah, she
It's a very
died during the big battle.
yeah, it was a fascinating event, and there's people that were there. And there's several of them that came back in a way, kind of, over the years. I think Candace is the first. No, No, she wasn't the first. Just one of them.
Could these cult members have brought her back?
Oh no, I believe. No, there's traces of your friend Natalie's magic on her. I assume somehow she brought her back. If she was in Drydell, those magics do wild stuff all the time. So it's probably some weird fluke.
Like something Lyra would do by accident.
Yeah, Lyra, that one's curious. Other than being born to two noble houses, which is special enough as it is, I believe, from what I can gather from her, she was born under a full moon during a celestial solstice. So that's kind of rare. Something about the magics that caused. Would you like to know about yourself? Because you're even more curious, to be honest.
Only enough that would explain why they would want me to be one of their...
Because I assume you understand that this world is not the only prime material world.
Yeah. I've been to a couple of different worlds over the years.
Well, this world that you're from has 2 moons, not 1. And you were born under a red one. And of course, the exposure to multiple prime material planes. Fascinating, really.
Nay, is Ruid is born confirmed 2020.
Actually, I think we're gonna end it there. That seems like a good spot to end it.
Okay.
Oh boy.
I blame Campaign 3 partially because it sounded cool, but like Atemnity is already confirmed, has lots of portals fucking everywhere, so this fucking works. And you gave me a hole in your backstory. Oh no, it's fine. It's on the ending screen right now. Oh fuck no, I made him up. No. I don't know what you mean. I don't even know who that is. Traveler? Oh, I'd say personality-wise, I kind of loosely took inspiration from the Traveler, but he's definitely different. No. Nah. Nah, I definitely took inspiration from the Traveler, though, because Traveler's cool. I had to end it there.